Hey everybody, I have a great lesson for you today. Today I'm going to teach something really fun and really counterintuitive. In fact, so much so that I guarantee that you've never been taught this before. And it's really too bad because this is a lot of fun. And today I'm going to teach you really how to tap in to your prospect's subconscious, to really get them on the road to view you a particular way without you really having to do much. And since it's subconscious, it's going to be really powerful, it's deeply ingrained, and they're not going to question it. So let's go ahead and get started. So today we're going to talk about anchors. Now in the pickup community, and you go and you're talking to a girl, immediately when you introduce yourself, there's a few things that she immediately takes as, it takes for granted in a sense. Number one, that you're only out for one thing, that you're definitely interested in her. She doesn't really know you, so she's trying to screen you to see if basically you're a creep or a pervert. She doesn't know what your value is, and she's hoping that it's a high-value person, but realistically she's expecting you to be a charlatan, somebody who's really low value, who's basically just trying to front and get over on her. And so she's always going to be very, very resistant to that. Well, in the pickup community, one of the things that we realize is women have an amazing intuition. But the really big thing about that is they're very loyal to that intuition. They do not question it. So if there's something subconscious, which is basically the intuition, if there's something on the subconscious that's telling them something, they're going to obey it and follow it. So that's where the fun really starts. Because if you can tap into that preordained programming, and really re-engineer it so that it basically paints you in a very positive light, you really don't have to do any work. All the work's already done. And so in the community we have what we call an anchor. And basically what that means is that there's either something visual or audio or something that appeals to their senses that they start to associate with you. So it could be a song on the radio, it could be, it could be a place they've gone, it could be a smell, it could be a drink, it could be anything. But immediately what it does is it takes them and it puts them in this frame where they just absolutely love being with you, and it's how they imagine it. So in sales, this is what's great. This is one of the easiest tie-ins that you're ever going to see. In sales, it works identical. So you're talking to a prospect, and again, they come with some preconceptions of you. Number one, you're only out for one thing. They want you to be a high-value person, but they assume you're a low-value person, and they don't know if basically you're a charlatan. I mean, it's exactly identical. So they basically rely on their intuition. If their subconscious perception is telling them something, they're going to follow it. So what do you do? I mean, how does an anchor have anything to do with sales? Well, it's actually really easy. And I'm going to give you an example of an idea one of my friends had, and it's just an awesome idea. It's so powerful. I mean, it's like nitroglycerin or uranium. It's so powerful, you almost can't even handle it. It's just that awesome. And so what he did is he worked in an industry that is extremely, extremely high on presuppositions. He was an insurance salesman. And so immediately, if you run into an insurance salesman, the first thing you're going to think is this guy will sell anything to anybody. He's always trying to, get over on somebody. I'm just a number. If I buy from him, I'm never going to hear from him again, but he has his residuals. And to be honest, people in that industry, it tends to be somewhat of a commodity. So you can go to any real number of insurance companies and you're basically getting the same thing. It's just a matter of, do you like the guy a little bit better or not? So they tend to try to charm you and really set the difference as far as, how friendly they are, or how much they smile, or that type of thing. Well, the idea that he had was completely different. And this one's just genius. What he did is somebody just made an innocuous statement or compliment about him one time, and they said, this person is basically, they make buying insurance as fun as eating ice cream. And so immediately this moniker took off, and all of a sudden everybody knows, hey, there's the ice cream insurance guy. And so what happens is, people would automatically start to associate him with the pleasure of eating ice cream. And so the idea that he had was, to incorporate that. So number one, it was, getting these ice cream pens. So instead of just a pen, you get an ice cream pen that's, somewhat obnoxious looking or whatever, but you get them. And so a lot of times you take those out, especially women take them out and they start writing with it. And before too long at all, somebody else is going to come up and go, oh, that's a great pen. Where'd you get it? And immediately the woman or whoever it is, says, oh, I got this from, my friend, so, my insurance guy, so-and-so. This guy's awesome. He makes ice cream he makes buying insurance as fun as eating ice cream. And if you want one of these pens, I'll give you his information. You can call him up and he'll give you one. And so that was kind of the idea. So he basically has this passive referral stream going through for an object that costs him, I want to say, 8.5 cents per pen. And so he basically has all these people that are, the idea was, man, you do this, you get all these people to start calling you up. They already have this preconceived notion about you that you're fun, that everything you do is like eating ice cream. And then even to take this idea a step further is, for him, even the secondary idea was to meet them in a Cold Stone or a Baskin Robbins. You meet them someplace where you actually get to talk about insurance while eating ice cream. And immediately it's just, you build that sensory tie into that. And what happens is people immediately start to see you in that particular way. So every time he got a referral, it wasn't, you should call so-and-so, this guy's great, it's my insurance guy, but the person's still kind of giving you the judo stance a little bit and not really sure. But this guy is as fun as eating ice cream. And so you anchor that feeling into an association of who you are. And when you do this, this is how one of the elements that we teach in the Negotiator's Playbook about creating a passive income stream in a sales job. And usually in a sales job, it's not passive. You have to start knocking on doors and wearing out your knuckles and all kinds of stuff to be able to continue to make money, whereas this is designed to help you make a passive income. Now, the anchor part is built out of something in a program that we call attraction switches. And basically what those are they're subconscious mental triggers that cause people to act. And it's not a choice. I mean, that's the great thing, is it's baked in your subconscious. So once you can basically learn to program that area of somebody's brain, they start to, not only, they don't question it, they're not questioning at all because they're not questioning themselves, but it enables you to really engineer the chessboard to how you want to have it. So you can basically identify your ideal customer and really program them to want to buy from you. But then the people that you don't necessarily want to buy from you, you obviously, if you don't want to work with them, then you kind of don't have to do any of that, and you kind of repel the customers that you really don't want to work with. So if you guys are interested in that, we're getting a lot of great feedback on this program, and we go into a ton of detail on a number of the most powerful attraction switches. So if you want to get started on that, I would definitely recommend doing that. You can go to the website right now at thenegotiatorsplaybook.com, and then go to the top of the page and it says purchase attraction switches. Super easy. You go in there, and when you do that, you'll have immediate access to the program. You get started right away, and you're going to love it. I mean, it's awesome. So, but other than that, I want you guys to really think about the concept of an anchor. Remember, people are going to make decisions subconsciously. It's not just, what your resume says you have, or even what company you work for, but people will make decisions based on anchors, based on a sensory tie to who you are, and they will assign a value to it. So if you're not going to do it, you're sacrificing a ton of easy business and really passive streams of easy business. But if one of your competitors is doing this, then they're going to be literally taking your customers away, and you're going to wonder why they're not coming back. So I would recommend getting started on this right away. Be one of the first movers on this. Basically have an innate, baked-in advantage for the people that you work with and the people that you compete against. So hope you loved this lesson. In fact, I know you did. You guys have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.